Welcome back. Let me get you back in place. All right. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, a presidential candidate from the 2024 presidential election, and this is my part 3 of my campaign update and State of the Union, State of the World talk for today. I am focusing on domestic tranquility and how to. I just talked about profiting as a mother and motherhood and how could it be profitable. And then I want to talk about miscarriages. So I know there was a call once to have like miscarriages recorded. And at first I was thinking that's kind of strange and evasive and I don't know. I just don't like it. What I find rather interesting is all the information about women and women's reproductive stuff and baby death and all this, that is transparent in our country. That's transparent. But National Guard stuff, military stuff, top secret. We can't know about that. We can't know that, we're sending off men to go kill people. But yet you want to know what women are doing. Again, it's that double standard shit. It's unacceptable. So, we need more transparency. After certain activities in the military, we want to know about them. I understand that some things have to be top secret for now, but there's so much top secret that it's time. We need to know what's going on. If you want transparency from the woman's side, you men need to give us transparency from the male side. This double standard shit has to stop. So, I mean, miscarriages would be good to have them recorded, at least on the doctor level. Although, doctors don't always tell everything either. And not everybody even knows that they're pregnant, so not every miscarriage will be reported. On the other hand, I suppose, so miscarriages where somebody is raped, miscarriages where somebody is in an incestuous relationship, so a young child, miscarriages where two adults are trying to get pregnant. I don't know if those things necessarily have to be reported to the public. So if a male and female are trying to make a baby and they miscarry, that usually gets reported to the doctor. The other two usually get reported probably to the police. So, what sort of miscarriages are we interested in? I think the first 3 months don't really have to be reported because they happen automatically. The body decides it's not going to go full term. So I actually have a special blood type. I'm Rh negative. And so if I were to be pregnant with a Rh positive child, my body might attack that baby, that whatever embryo, and kill it automatically because it's the wrong blood. It sees it as a foreign entity and it kills it. So that's my blood reacting with the blood of whatever has been created. So people like me probably have more miscarriages than others. And I would like some more research done on RH negative factors and what happens, because I don't think enough information has been given to this issue as far as being pregnant. I think maybe a lot of birth defects might come from it, um, or fetal death might come from it, because you have to go in and you have to get regular shots to keep the pregnancy going if you're pregnant with a RH positive baby and you're RH negative, there's a risk there. So we need to do some research on that. And so miscarriages can happen because of blood type too, spontaneously, nothing involved. Then other miscarriages, I guess, so I think anything before the that happens before the beginning of the second trimester doesn't really have to be reported. I mean, a lot of people don't even know that they're pregnant. A lot of women don't know they're pregnant and they just miscarry and it's done. But then after that usually needs medical attention if you're going to miscarry. There's usually, in the second trimester, there's usually a lot of blood or pain or whatever. You usually know you're pregnant, although some people might not still know that they are, but most of them do. And that gets reported to the hospitals. So then, the hospitals can make their report. And I would support that. And I think what we need to look into, as far as that goes, is someone, like what happened? Why did she miscarry? Is it again because of blood? Is it just natural miscarriage? Or is it because of abuse to the woman? And I suppose the woman could be abusive too to the pregnancy. So these are also factors, the variations that could be recorded. And we can also maybe look to see, like, if someone is specifically using miscarriage as a way of birth control, although I don't imagine that. Then we also need to record, like, is this woman twice a year coming in with miscarriage because she's fallen downstairs or because she was pushed downstairs, maybe? um but I think if we separate and make motherhood a career choice, the abuse part of miscarriage will go away to a very, very minimal, because then the woman is no longer trapped to her abuser. She's free to be a mother if she chooses to be, and she's free to walk away from any man in her life. So that should clear that up. Plus, I think if women feel safe in making babies, they will go full term and there will be no pregnancy abuse by a female, so women who want to end their pregnancy and will do what they can to do that. So as we go into this motherhood concept as a career choice, the thought processes behind family and motherhood and all of this will change as well. what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, and so yeah. Um, so reporting miscarriages will be more on a hospital base and then basis, and then that can be reported to the county, and so then the county can release that information about miscarriages that happened after the first trimester. And yeah, for those of you who need a separation, that also would include abortions, because some miscarriages, so the baby might die in your womb and then it has to be removed. So, how do you do that? The last part of this miscarriage concept that we do need to talk about is that the government has discovered that stem cells are very good at making all sorts of other things. So it could even be that women might be asked to produce stem cells. And by doing that, that means getting pregnant and then having a miscarriage or having an abortion. So this is a concept that could come up, because from stem cells you can grow organs. And instead of taking organs from living human beings, we can take the stem cells and grow an organ from that, apparently. So what is best? Killing an adult and taking their organs that will only last in the implanted person for maximum 10 years? Or is it better to grow an organ that will work in that human's body for longer, maybe, and grow it from a stem cell, from a embryo or a fetus? So this is also something to think about. Then by also allowing or paying women to be mothers and to pay them for a good 20 years to do that job, we also no longer have to have women wait until they're married, until they're financially stable, and all of this, because being a mother is a job, so you're automatically financially stable. And therefore you can do it tomorrow, So then IVF procedures will become more or less outdated, except for in the case of when you have people who are men who want to be pregnant, or people who are so men who want to be a mother, or intersex people who want to be mothers, who maybe don't have all their capabilities because their sex organs are a mixture of male and female. And this brings me to the concept of we need actually minimum three different sex labels. We have male, female, and intersex. Intersex are the people in between. Some lean more to one direction or the other, and some are right down the middle, and some have no sex organs that are working, and some have all sex organs that are working, can actually impregnate themselves. So these are all sorts of factors out there that are out there. So yeah, what I'd also like to say, yeah, maybe we have special celebrations too, like the moms in every town, moms who have gave birth in 2025, the ones who give birth in 2024 and all of that. There'll be like a celebration by the town, a special meal, a special invite to see how everybody's doing, and yeah, like the National Guard does. There we go. And then maybe in the month of April and May, or maybe starting in February already, when the mating season begins for a lot of animals, we can put up posters about women and birth and motherhood. We seem to be able to see a lot of war pictures, but watching a woman give birth is like, can't do that. I mean, especially can't do that because it's not a man doing it, right? But we can see all sorts of gross things about what men can do. Think about it. Okay, so I guess I'm going to stop here, and then we can talk about my other ideas next time. I'll continue the motherhood conversation, I think, unless something more topical is needed to be talked about. But I think 3 videos is enough. You'll have some watching to do. Okay, so yeah, that's the game plan, folks. Motherhood as a career and profitable. Absolutely. When I was growing up, that was like their thing. Oh, women shouldn't profit from having children. Why not? If men can profit from defending, why can't women profit from producing and nurturing human beings? Think about it. Okay, so that's my talk for today. My State of the Union, State of the World campaign update. Thanks for stopping by. I wish you a nice day wherever you are. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki. I have a website, susan4usa.com. That's Susan, the number 4, usa.com. Thank you. Have a good day.